From chaos to clarity, the journey to building a money-saving BI tool with Kamil. Thank you.
Oi. It's probably me. Okay, so do you hear me properly? Perfect. Thanks so much for coming to this talk. I know it's pretty late. All the parties will start soon. So I will try to make it quick. The deck is pretty interesting because I will show you how we made a path to the tools that we are using now with Boombit, how I built them, how I started building them a few years ago, and how they evolved in the solution we have now, allowing us to sell that platform to also our competitors, to the other companies. Let's dig in. So to present the problem, we as a people working with data very often have to struggle with multiple sources of the same metric, like revenue. So we can see that there is some revenue in MMP, like AppsFlyer, Aja Singular. Also some revenue is passed by postbacks to the networks. You see some revenue with mediation partners, and also slightly different revenue in ad networks directly. There is also some revenue in analytics dashboards like Google Analytics, Firebase. There are some data in the market intelligence tools, of course. And finally, you see different revenue in app stores, Google Plays, and the bank accounts that you receive money on. And there are also web shops now, additional source of revenue that is very rarely properly implemented with tracking. Okay, so why are reasons for deep discrepancies? Very quickly, time zones, not calculating net data, different methods of calculating cohorts like rolling or 24 hours or daily. There are subscription renewals that very often are missed, refunds that are not tracked at all, human errors, QA, plenty of them. So how to calculate ROI? We are losing money, a lot of money, because of stupid mistakes. Like we had a lot of profitable campaigns that were not stopped in time, and also good campaigns that were killed too early because we didn't eager to wait for they to actually earn. Obviously, when you have people working on something, from time to time there are bugs. So we made mistakes in bits and budgets as everyone. Obviously, there can be bugs in updates, there can be not working creatives, there can be different performance per country that you didn't notice and didn't change, or just wrong postback configuration. Okay, so we had some requirements to build something internally. We wanted the data to be always ready in the morning. You have some solution currently, probably. So ask yourself when you have the data ready, the complete data for yesterday, that you don't have to like wait a few hours in the afternoon for the complete ad revenue, for instance. We wanted to add revenue data aligned with what is on our bank accounts. So calculating all the net revenue, excluding taxes, store cuts, commissions of ad networks of multiple times, to be as accurate as possible. Sometimes third-party providers have issues, like there was a wrong CPM in waterfall, or the service wasn't responding. And in the tools available in the market, we are not able to schedule a backfill, simple thing. Pulling the data once again for the specific period of time. We wanted to create very customized alerts on Slack. Our company is purely based on Slack. We don't do emails at all. Everything is going through Slack, which is amazing. But also we wanted that data on Slack as well. Not as links to dashboards or just PDFs exported that are not very readable, but alerts, proper alerts. It must work well on Mac and iPhone. We have some managers checking the phone performance on the phone. And we wanted to provide one source of truth. And we found that unfortunately, the dashboards available in the market didn't offer them. So we created something by ourselves. This is the dashboard I created 4 years ago in 220 at the end. It's not very beautiful, it's gray, but it already solves the idea I had at the time. Combining all campaigns and the single view with no weird paddings, margins, a lot of widescreen, scrolling, freezing browser. Those are the problems that many dashboards currently have because not well optimized for actual use. Normally in the dashboard, you will see like 5, 6 rows on the MacBook 13-inch, and you would have to scroll. This is not the whole screen, but usually we aim to providing such big tables with a lot of data. It's very rough here, but it will get better. Here in the first generation, we also have this first idea of the bit files, so bulk update of bits in the networks. So here you can see the screen of the page when we basically show the differences between what we have set now or what change we will make, and there was just a button to deploy all these changes to the network. Okay, great. A few months later, we made a second version. We had some time to add some colors. So this is when the color indicators showed up, giving very clear information to EA managers. Okay, this is great campaign, this is terrible campaign, kill it, scale it, whatever. And also we had a first iteration of more advanced filters, because in many dashboards you have to do a pretty many clicks to make a simple thing as filtering. You have to click to open the filter menu, make your selection, sometimes confirm even more. Instead we find the most useful and quick filter to be just one-click filters. So here you can like easily iterate over all the networks, all the important countries at the time by just using one click, by clicking those network icons or the country codes. And this is when we added the idea of drill. So whenever we wanted to dig deeper, check the performance per day, you just have to click on the row and the whole detailed performance per day showed up. This is also where we added the very nice feature, link to network, with that campaign actually selected. So here we have some campaign on plugin, I think. So by clicking that button, you are redirected to a plugin with that campaign visible. So you were able to make changes very easily without copying IDs, pasting, searching for campaign, just removing additional fields for making mistake. This is also when we added a few like other funny things, like when the data was reloading, we just displaying this icon of the coffee. So in a few minutes, the dashboard automatically changed to the newly refreshed data. That was the moment of the update. Third generation, new framework, definitely more filters, adding icons. It finally looks like something commercializable, let's say. This is also when we start experimenting with the dark mode, because personally I'm a developer. Everything on my phone and my MacBook is dark, so I wanted to make my dashboard black as well. So this is the first iteration of the black dashboard. It was not bad. And finally, the current generation, the current one. So I will talk about the technical stuff in a moment, how exactly the tech stack looks. But here you can see the optimized filters, the switch, allowing you to switch between ad-only revenue or ad plus in-app purchase revenue. We have added more sections to the menu. We have added the ad sets, countries, and sources split. You can see the bids and budgets for the campaigns directly here on the dashboard. You can see how much budget you are using currently. You can see profits, and everything is very configurable. The list of the columns, the list of the games, the list of the networks, countries, everything can be set up. And this is the generation when we introduced the custom dashboard. So feature known from many BI tools, but simplified as other. So here's our most popular timeline dashboard, allowing you to quickly compare like 50 different KPIs for like a few networks. It's very common case for us. We have like 4 games that are similar style or the same product owner. So we just choose them from the list in the menu, and we see all the important KPIs on the timeline with the line for every game separately. And here is other dashboard, a cohorted one. basically showing what you probably have in your systems. So the cohorts, retention, ARPUs, ROI, average revenue per paying user, as well, very clean, very fast. The whole dashboard, if you change filters, like takes less than a second to load. So that was great improvement for us. And what is also available since this edition is the changing bits and budgets directly from the dashboard. So we are no longer forced to be redirected to the network, use this network button, which is still there behind the drawer. But you can change bits, change daily budget, change status, change name of the ad set, campaign, or country, or site directly from here. Change the budget and bits history as well. All that combined in the one screen without leaving up the dash. And we added a tons of built-in dashboard that are always aligned with the current performance, working for all games. One of these is store health check. So very simple dash comparing revenue from stores with revenue in your MMP. So for example, on this case, when I beautifully masked the game name to game 1, we have like 1.2% difference on Android and 2% difference on iOS. And if you handle the purchase tracking on mobile, you know that anything less than 5% is amazing, actually, because all that struggles with tracking. And you made it mobile friendly finally in that generation. As you can see, everything can be easily scrolled on your phone without freezing up the browser, without crashing it. You can try opening Google Ads dashboard on your phone. And then moving to alerts. Some of the alerts we wanted to create on Slack because, as I said before, we are addicted to Slack. An alert that is basically saying that the particular creative ROI decreased by 10%. Or ad ARPU decreased by 71. And here you have the hourly report of the profit for the particular game. So basically, our product owners receive every hour the detailed report about performance of their games to their Slack, containing the most important metrics, which is in our case the revenue, spent, and profit. So if there is any problem with the game or with the UA, usually product owners notice it really fast and can ping other people, assuming they didn't saw that alert already. Obviously, we do a lot of creative tests as a publisher, so all the results of those creative tests are also coming to Slack. So it's on thumbnails, CDR, IPMs, and most importantly, very clear indication that is it good or bad number. So with the green, broken, hearts, or yellow, everything is crazy customizable. Oh, and that one, as I said, we wanted to minimize mistakes made in the dashboards. So alert like this can be sent if like bit in the particular country or ad set is changed significantly. So here Victoria changed bit by decreasing it by 53%, which might be intentional or might not, but we know about it because the alert was sent. Tech stack. So it was initially built by me, one person, then the team increased to like 5 people. However, we kept this very simple. Backend made in Python, very modern, with the fast API for handling all the requests and Celery for handling all the tasks. Because there was some orchestration needed, because we are pulling data from all those providers. We have around 50 plus connectors, counting only ad revenue and spend. So that have to be managed. The front end is made on React, my most favorite front end framework, with the design and TypeScript. And finally, how it is deployed. We made some integration with Bitbucket and pipelines. So basically, every commit change in the system made by my engineers after code review and automatic testing got automatically deployed by a simple thing as pressing the button. And everything is currently hosted on Google Cloud Run, which allows us for scaling, again, basically automatically. So, some information about transparency, so how things changed. Previously, we needed days to notice that we made a mistake or just performance changed. Now it takes hours or even minutes if you reacted to alert. We struggled with our MMP that they sometimes didn't have the connector for a particular network we started working with. And now it's like just a few days or even one day to add the API to our dashboard. So that is definitely a progression. Now we are able to create any custom dashboard metrics. The most important metric for us is this net revenue. So still none of the MMPs provide you the net revenue. You have to make that calculations on your own, and for us it's absolutely crucial. The cost of the queries, you obviously have to store data somewhere. We used BigQuery. In the past, when we are using different BI made on Looker or Data Studio, we were not in full control how queries are built, are they optimized enough. So that was pretty expensive. By building our own query engine, we decreased that a few times. In-app revenue discrepancy decreased to 1% in most of the games, which I showed you on the previous screen. And number of Slack alerts, we had 0 because we hated those PDFs and screenshots. And now we have 300, at least 300 alerts sent to channels every day. And that doesn't include the alerts sent every hour because they are automatic reports. And data is now available in the 8 a.m. UTC +0. And quality of life of our employees increased significantly. Wrapping things up, for our partners we offer full transparency. If you publish the game with us, you get access to the same dashboards as we do, including our BI, of course. All the features that we create for Boombit that we're proud of, like custom dashboards, or soon we will be launching the creative automation. Replacing the creatives in the networks based on the performance. Is also shared with the partners as soon as it does that internally. And data security, as we again wanted to be slightly different than the tools available in the market, we create a separated cloud instance, separate dashboard with the dedicated domain URL, just for every client separately to keep things safe. And that would be all. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. We have like 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, great presentation.
Thanks.
One question, you mentioned that there is a lot of sources of revenue. Which do you use on your dashboards then? And
yeah.
If I can also add another question about the alerts, you mentioned that there are 300 or more alerts per day. Isn't that like overwhelming? Because I'm also doing like an alert system, and what I experienced that a lot of alerts can be overwhelmed and ignored then. Thank you.
Yeah, so when it comes to source of the revenue we use, we decided to go with MMP, but we apply additional validation on top, and we recalculate the values of to the net. So we made sure the revenue in MMP is correct, because this is the revenue that is sent as postbacks to the networks, and then again apply net and show it in the dash. And when it comes to alerts, we're not sending all the alerts to all the people. So usually alerts are personalized, so only the user acquisition manager receives the alert for the game he is owning, and his manager. And for product owners, again, we are not aiming to send all the alerts to everyone. That would be crazy. We tested some tools that offered you like huge number of alerts, and that didn't work well. So absolutely. Okay, if you'd like to learn more, please come tomorrow by our booth, or catch me at one of the parties today. Thanks.
Thank you very much.